welcome back to the channel of Pro Enzo Vids, and tonight's video is my Indigenous vs Māori All Stars match preview. So look, this one might come out a bit late tonight at around 10 o'clock because as I'm recording it's currently 9:33 p.m. so yeah, kind of got a bit caught up with stuff, and yeah, that's why this preview might come out a bit later tonight, but doesn't matter as long as it comes out. Who's complaining? So yeah, that's the main thing, as long as it's uploaded on YouTube, because yeah, every year I make a preview about the All Stars, and yeah, it wouldn't look right if I didn't do one, especially for this season, and especially when I'm going to the game on Saturday as well. So yeah, always make a preview no matter what of the All Stars. But anyway, before I get into my predictions and all that sort of stuff, I just want to say thank you all so much for 5k subscribers. That goal got hit today. It's funny because in my pre-season challenge week 2 tips video, I was currently 10 subs away from 5k. So I was thinking that, oh, maybe another 2 days or 3 days I could be there by then, you know, to get to 5k. I did not expect it to be one day after I said I'm 10 subs away from that goal of 5k, that the very next day I will be at, you know, 5k. So real surprise, but a great surprise too. You know, it's greatly appreciated. Look, I love doing YouTube, love doing content for you guys, obviously, and yeah, look, 5k means a lot. You know, it's just great to have that support that I've got for this channel and for what I do. So yeah, credits to all you guys, seriously. Thank you all so much for the continuing support, and yeah, 5k is huge for me and the channel. So yeah, love what I do and love providing content for you guys as well. So thank you. But time to get into the predictions right now. So first up, I'll be going through the Indigenous sides lineup. Very talented team, a lot of speed, a lot of X factor there. So yeah, I could see a few points being scored for the Indigenous All Stars side this weekend. Backline, Hammer at fullback, Munro and Camp Pereira are the wingers. Kelly, White and centres, halves, Campbell and Niwai Peru. Props, Shaq Mitchell and Josh Kerr. Hooker, Connor Watson. Back rows, Dylan Lucas and Josh Curran. The lock is Hahipa Peru. And the bench is Tallis Duncan, Brent Naden, Jaden Sullivan, and Jacob, Alec, Wyan Ken Eki. I just know him as Jacob Alec, but I think he might have another last name there too. But anyway, good team, honestly, good team. Like I said, the backline's probably their strongest thing about that team. The only concern I've got is that their forward pack is not very, I guess, big. There's no real like standout forward there, to be honest. Like, look, I think Josh Curran's a good forward in that team. Connor Watson can do a job at hooker, but they don't have any like big name forward in that forward pack right there. So that's where I feel like the Indigenous side have always struggled with, in the forwards especially. Yeah, it's been a bit of an issue for them the last couple of years, but I guess that just comes down to who can be selected and who can't. It's not their fault, just who's available and whatever. So, but yeah, the back line's very dangerous. Like, honestly, you give me Camp Pereira, Tyrone Munro, Brian Kelly if he's fit and firing, and Hammer at fullback, I can see a lot of points being scored there, in all honesty. Jack Wyden too. Campbell and Peru halves, like obviously Niwai Peru's a young halfback from Cronulla, so we'll see how he goes steering the team around. And as for Jaden Campbell, well, apparently it's his first All Stars game for the Indigenous side, so I expect him to have a big one, just because his dad Preston was the creator of like this whole All Stars yeah, game, I guess. So yeah, I think Jaden Campbell will be in for a big one. But good team though, very dangerous team, and yeah, points can definitely be scored by them if they are on as well. Alright, onto the Māori All Stars team now. So their team for me probably stands out overall, just because there's a lot more experience and a bit more bigger names in their lineup. So going through their backline, first of all, fullback Ponga. It's his first All Stars game in a few years now. Ponga has claimed he's fit, ready to go. He's keen to give back to his culture, so I guess if you're a Māori fan, you'll be very pleased to hear that, and if you're a Knights fan too. So fullback Ponga, wingers Will Warbrick and Jesse Arthurs, centres Dane Gagai and Mweni Harodi, halves Chance Nickel Klukstad and Cody Nikarima, the props are Royce Hunt and James Fisher-Harris, hooker Jeremy Marshall-King, back rowers Jordan Ricky and Jacob Laban, Lock Leo Thompson, and the bench is Keanu Kinney, Jazz Tavanga, Zach Docker-Clay, and Curtis Moran. So yeah, wow, like obviously no disrespect to the Indigenous team, but comparing their team to the Māori team, it's a big difference, I reckon. Like the back line for look, I think the back lines are very similar. Obviously, Indigenous have speed in their back line, whereas I feel like Māori have a lot of strength and a lot of power players in their back line. Like, got some good ball runners like Will Warbrick, Dane Gagai, Jesse Arthurs. Like, those guys will give them a lot of meters and whatever. And Ponga too, like, he'll have a lot of X factor at the back. But yeah, see, the forward pack is where I feel like they'll dominate Māori. Like, Ricky, Fisher-Harris, Royce Hunt, Leo Thompson, like far out, all in the same forward pack too. Like that's scary as. So, yeah, if Indigenous can handle that forward pack, then good on them, because that's a big achievement considering what their pack is. But it's going to be tough because that's a very scary pack the Māori side have right there. So, yeah, that's where they have the bigger advantage. But I think their backline might have a look. Like I said, Indigenous have the speed, but Māori have the strength, and I feel like more power in that back five. So yeah, that's the only differences I see between the two sides. But yeah, wow, that Māori team, it's scary. On to my key players of both sides. So basically the players that I feel like will be instrumental in either side's win. So look, I feel like for the Indigenous team, the key players for me are definitely the Hammer at fullback. Why? Because I feel like the Hammer, being a bit experienced now, playing a few full seasons for the Dolphins at fullback, he has to enter the camp and go, yeah, I'm the main man at fullback. Obviously, Campbell and Puru as halves are not going to really lead too much, I don't feel like. Connor Watson obviously is very experienced too, but as a hooker and not a full-time hooker at all, it's going to be a bit tough for him, whereas the Hammer is a full-time fullback. So I feel like he is that guy at the back who needs to get himself involved when he sees opportunity, because like, he can definitely get involved pretty heavily, but it depends when and how he does get himself involved. Like, hopefully the Hammer, you know, gets his speed going and just gets involved with like a couple of potential attacking options by the Indigenous side when they're in that sort of position to score a try. Hopefully the Hammer gets involved and really takes off and goes hard. But yeah, I feel like he's a big one for the Indigenous side. Yeah, Jane Campbell, another key player too, at 5'8", you know, first game for the team. So yeah, he'll be in for a big one. I think Jack Wyden too. Like, Jack Wyden's been at that been in the Indigenous camp for a long time now, so he'll definitely know what it takes and what the expectations are. So I think Jack Wyden's experience will be very valuable to that side. But yeah, for the Indigenous side, that's about it, I'd say. For Māori, pretty obvious, Kara Ponga has to be. You know, Ponga has been in his fittest prime for a while, and him claiming that he wants to represent Māori again and just really step up for his culture, really show what he can do. Like, he's definitely talking a very good game there, so hopefully has a big game ahead. You know, the halves are a bit concerning. Like, I think the halves are a bit, yeah, how you going, I reckon. Like, C&K and Cody Nikarima as a halves pairing doesn't look good on paper, but both can run the ball, so maybe that's their biggest strength, and maybe we'll see a bit of that on Saturday, them two running the ball, because they are good ball runners, but no organisers are there, so that's the weaknesses, I feel like. But key men, Fisher-Harris is one, and I feel like Leo Thompson as well. I'll go over two forwards right there, Fisher-Harris and Leo Thompson. Like, if Māori are to win, then it's going to have to come through those two really causing a muck through the Indigenous forward pack, because yeah, that's how they'll win through the forward pack pretty easily, I reckon. So if Fisher Harris is on like he always is, and if Leo Thompson is ready to fire, then yeah, those two, you can't stop them. They're very similar players. Obviously, Fisher Harris more experience and has won comps and whatever, but Leo Thompson is a very, very similar player to Fisher Harris. I'm not joking, very, very similar. So yeah, they're my key players on both sides. All right, and finally, my anytime try scorer predictions and man of the match, and also my tip as well. So look first of all, my anytime try scorers. I'll start with going with 2. So for Indigenous, I'll tip Tyrone Munro to score on his Indigenous debut. I think he'll have a good game, and yeah, I can see him crash over in the corner during the game. And as for Māori, I'll back in John Ricky. I think John Ricky owns a big season to the Broncos, and also, yeah, I think he has a lot of good games for Māori too. So yeah, I think John Ricky, I can just see it happening, him scoring any time. So I got Munro and Ricky to score any time. My man of the match, I will tip. Well, okay, man of the match, I'll go with Ponga. I think Ponga to bounce back in a big way for his Māori team. Yeah, he'll definitely be ready to go, I think, and yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he scores a couple of tries himself and even sets up a few too. So yeah, I'm backing him for a big game. And my tip, well, I was going to say it before I got into my man of the match, which would have made more sense, but it's all right. But yeah, onto my tip. I'll tip the Māori All Stars to win. Let's go 22 points to 16. I can see them being a bit too good and a bit too strong for the Indigenous side. Like I said before, their forward pack will get them the win, I reckon. Yeah, I can't see Indigenous keeping up with the Māori team. I could be wrong, but I just think Māori overall have a stronger lineup, and their forward pack will definitely be the ones who set a platform for their backs to do something really special, like Ponga, for example, and yeah, they will win the game 22 points to 16. But anyway, look, it's always a great sort of initiative to have the All Stars on every year. I know it gets a bit of backlash for, I don't know, reasons that I can't explain, I guess. I can. It's mainly because people don't believe it's that good. But I think it's great. I think it's a great initiative to have at the start of the season. I wouldn't change it at all, to be honest. I know injuries are always a risk for the other NRL clubs, but look, you got to play it somewhere. And I think it's great for the culture, great for the game, bringing both the Indigenous and the Māori sides and culture all together. I love it personally, and yeah, can't wait to be there on Saturday. But as always though, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and please do let me know who you're backing in the comments down below. And again, thank you for 5k, means a lot, so have a good night everyone.